My last video, what if David's shield had a quirk? Many of you informed me that David does actually have a quirk. His quirk is bendy fingers, and in spite of that, I think that I came up with an interesting thought in my previous video. What if All Might had gave David's shield his quirk? I think it's a great thought, but today I want to talk about the opposite. Why didn't All Might pass down one for all to David's shield? Let's do this. David Shield is a scientist and the former sidekick of the great All Might himself. After being saved from certain death, this guy went on to design 4 of the costumes worn by the world's greatest hero. David did have a quirk. It was never the kind that would have been useful in a fight, something that always kept the man on the sidelines. As All Might and his sidekick were so close, why didn't All Might pass on one for all to David's shield? David is featured prominently in the first My Hero Academia movie, and we even get to see him work with All Might a bit. During all of those scenes, David does not show any interest in being a pro hero himself. Instead, he is passionate about supporting the man that is the world's hope. In Two Heroes, he seems much more at home surrounded by lab equipment or driving a car than he would be fighting villains. In addition to the lack of desire, we got to meet another big reason All Might did not give him his power in the form of Melissa's shield. We never got to meet her mother, and I don't remember her even being mentioned in the movie at all. This could mean that David is a single father that had to raise his daughter on his own. Maybe, maybe not. The point is, this guy has a family that likely takes up the majority of his time outside the lab. A family that could be put in grave danger if he were to become a pro hero. On that note, the man is not really suited for the power of All for One. We got to see the mental side of it in the movie. The pressure of the possibility of the loss of his hero caused him to switch sides from being a good guy to a villain himself. He did not even realize it was happening until it was much too late. Swayed by fear and corrupted by despair, he does not seem to have the heart to wield such power. Now, granted, that might have been a whole different story if he was given the power, but there's no way for us to tell for sure. We've not been given an age for David's shield, but he has to be around All Might's age. All Might has to be at least Endeavor's age, if not older. Endeavor's age has been stated as 45 when we first see him. That being the case, David is probably around 50 years old. At 50, he probably has a good 30 plus years left to live. But would he really want to spend the rest of his life in battle? He would likely have to go back to school to get his pro hero license. There are plenty of people in our world that do go back to school later in life, but rarely for something that includes such physical, intense training. Speaking of which, for his age, the man is not in terrible shape, but as we learned during the course of Deku's training, All for One requires a strong body to truly access its full power. This probably means that he, like Deku, would have to have training outside of the schooling required to get his hero license. These two things would mean that David would not even be on the hero scene until a few years after beginning All for One. You would have a 55-ish year old man just getting started as a hero. I think it makes a lot more sense to give this power to someone younger and more pliable, both in body and mind. Obviously, so did All Might, as when he meets young Midoriya, he states that he has been searching for someone worthy to inherit his power. Above and beyond all of the former reasons, there is one reason that David's shield would likely never have been given All for One. The man is already famous in his own right, and his prior connections to All Might would be a dead giveaway to the nature of the quirk. If All Might retired and his former sidekick suddenly exhibited all of All Might's powers, it would not take a genius to put 2 and 2 together. But is there anything I missed? Maybe I'm wrong. Do you think that David should have been given this quirk? Tell me your thoughts on this in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. And we will see you guys next time.